Hello, YouTube, yet again. It's a quick little reaction. I kind of want to discuss something that. Whoa. So, I just finished a book called Them, an Extreme Horror Novella by Mique Watson. It's Mique Watson. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you what I give this book on a scale of 1 to 10. 1. So, I've never read extreme horror. I love horror. I like some of those gore fiend type of movies. I've seen some extreme movies. Sorry. It's early morning. Been up a hot minute. Feel my pulse. But I've seen a Serbian film. I've seen all kinds of movies and read some stuff that's like, yeah, this is on the more fringe edge. And people are like, well, read extreme horror. It's on a different level. And I'm like, okay. I'll give it a shot. Didn't like it. I didn't like it. Not because... Okay, so the violence in it did make me flinch. Now, let me give it a little bit of context. Or not context, just something funny. I bought the book on digital for like $5. I'm not sure how much it was. It wasn't that expensive. It's less than $10. In August of last year. Got 4 chapters in, went, nope. Took me almost a year to finish it. I had to build up resilience for a year. Because I just kind of sat down and was like, I should finish this, because when they got to the point where the guy starts using the baby as a pleasure device, I went, nope. I was like, what the fuck am I reading? And then I finished the book finally and was like, okay. It's a 1 out of 10, not for the violence, not for the gore. It's writing quality. There's a lot of misspellings. There's a lot of incorrect grammar. I had a couple sentences where I went, what the fuck? And I had to stop and look. And then yes, the violence. Because some of the scenes in it were just kind of... I get this is an extreme horror novel, but I feel like some of this is tastelessly violent. Like, not in a good way. Like, I've read books where they get pretty brutal. And when you do 15 descriptors of how to rip off someone's nipple, I go, you could use 2 or 3. And that really makes you flinch and go, oh God. But then by the 15th time, you're like, I don't give a shit. I'm numb to this. Some might call me a wiener and say, oh, you're not with the extreme splatterpunk. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's not my cup of tea. But on the flip side, I looked up reviews of the book, and a lot of people seem to share my feeling. I actually feel good. A lot of people say, oh, it's the best. You just got to get past the writing. And I'm like, at the end of the day, if the writing was better and yada, 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 past the grammatical errors and stuff, I could probably bump it up to a 4 out of 10. So it'd be an improvement. That's still not a huge improvement. Because the ending to the book is terrible. So let me give a quick, just kind of overview of what Them is. Them is mimics. The whole idea is this girl wakes up to the apocalypse and is like, what the fuck? And realizes people are dying. Her boo or lover... It's kind of semi-vague, like, are they dating? No, it sounds like they're just the occasional fuck buddies when they get drunk and decide, hey, let's lay down some pipe. And he comes in, eats her dog. Just disembowels and just goes, mom, dog. Attacks her, she attacks him. It was a year ago that I read that part. I don't think she kills him. Runs away. Runs into a pregnant chick. You're like, oh, good, you made a friend. Pregnant chick gets grabbed by some of the mimics. They pull a baby out of her and go, yeah. Grape. Great big old word. It's the part of the book I went, do you need it in the book? I get the point. It's not lost on me. It's an extreme horror novel. Gotta shock that audience. There is another assault scene later where a guy, like, molests her and does horrible shit to her, and I went, you know what? This is extreme, but this is better than the baby thing. A lot of people die in this book. And then it basically does that, runs in the woods, gets to what is described as kind of like a warehouse factory, hides out, meets two other survivors, Alex and Samantha? No. It's Jeanette, Alex, fuck it, Cheyenne, I don't know. They all team up. Then Alex gets the bright idea, hey, we're invaded, or one of them gets the bright idea, we've been invaded, let's go out in the sewer. You go in the sewer, run along, Alex gets attacked, and then later just gets torn in half. And the scene that the author, I believe, tries to play for sympathy, but I just go, I'm numb at this point, man. Like, you've shown me just a lot of brutality. And just the writing is not 10 out of 10. It's like, imagine throwing a bunch of dick jokes and then try and give a really nice speech to try and rouse the heartstrings. Tug at the heartstring a little, and you're like, dude, you just had a fucking dick and fart joke. I can't feel emotion. It's like that. But then, get in a gas station, they're like, we're going to hide out, we'll be good. We lost your boy. They prove that they can fight, kill off a bad guy. Cool. They're safe. And then, 3 men attack. Brutal. What is immediately hinted is, whenever you meet the mimics, they're just like, talking shit, but they're kind of just talking like there's something wrong with them. These 3 dudes are clearly normal people and are just full brutality mode, I think. I think that's what the author's going for, and it comes across kind of clear, but not really, because you're like, are they mimics or are they not? Because they're talking to each other and they're communicating. And when she threatens them, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But when they realize that she's not a threat, they go, oh, fuck yeah. It's time for assault. Because it's shown later that when she, like, threatens one of the mimics with a weapon and legitimately shows she can kill the mimic's just like, okay, bet. And then just keeps coming forward anyway. So it shows the mimics don't give a shit. So I'm pretty sure they're not mimics. They're just really awful. We're going to fast forward to the end. Because they go through all that. Her friend dies, yada yada, whoa, horrible. Get to the end, and the whole goal of the book is she finds out that her dad is alone with a mimic. Okay. Actually, she might not even been alone with a mimic. Oh, shit. So she thinks that her dad is alone with a mimic, her mom and dad. Gets to the apartment, gets in a fight, just about fucking dies. All this crazy shit happens. And her dad, at the last second, shoots one of the mimics off her and saves her. Brains her in. And is like, oh, Dad, you fought off the mimic. That was me, my mimic. Yes, yeah, it's all good. Okay. Can I see the body? You don't need to see the body. Why can't I see the body? Well, you don't need to see the body. But I'd like to see the body. And it's very clear, okay, Dad's a mimic. Mom's a mimic. Because they're like, fine, it's in the door beyond there. They open up the door and there's their parents just disemboweled. So it took me forever to realize, most likely there was never a mimic of the daughter. The dad was already dead and was just like, yeah, your mimic's here. Come visit. And it makes it kind of interesting because it shows that the mimics can totally pretend to be normal humans. And then that's where the story ends, with a cute little after credits scene where the neighbor is looking at her apartment, sees the girl get attacked, is like, oh no, and gets dragged in. She goes, Mom, when's Isaac gonna come back with Dad and Bro? And you're like, Isaac? And you realize those are the 3 dudes that assaulted them in the gas station. Telling me that either the mimics are monstrous or they do have a social circle and are just like anyone else, and that the idea is that we are the monsters. It kind of goes in 2 directions. I don't know. I think what he's going for is that when the shit hits the fan, humans are going to be awful and the monsters aren't the only threat. I think that's what he's going for, but I'm not really sure. Like, the writing wasn't the best. Some things are kind of just left on the floor, and you kind of go... And I'm not sure if it was meant that way, like, oh, I want you to draw your own conclusions. It might have just been like, I wrote a book. It's like... But yeah, that is literally probably one of the worst books I've read. But the worst is if it's super, super bad, I don't even finish it. Brutal honesty. I don't even finish it if it's that bad. Oh. I got the gray hairs and stuff, man. I'm getting old. But yeah, I just want to give that quick little blurb reaction to Them by Mique Watson. Do I recommend it? No. But yes. For some people, it's going to be a book that they're going to really, really enjoy. But for me, it was a book that I didn't really enjoy. So, it all depends on what you want out of a book. If what you want is just insane violence for the sake of violence and kind of poorly done, this is your book. But if you want a really well plotted out story that really affects you and disturbs you in a way that's not just, bleh, it's not your book. I think I will try more extreme horror just to see if I can find something really good. I've heard Playground is really good. Like, everywhere that's really good. Even among non-extreme horror fans, I guess. So I'll probably give that a shot. Yeah, so. Have a good day. Bye.